Hi, my name is Emmanuel, and I'll be presenting my final year electrical engineering project. The project title is Kidnapping Tracking System, but I decided to name it Lunar for easier relatability. Firstly, I will show you the alert device, which is the device that the user moves around with on a daily basis. And then I will show you the Lunar mobile application, which communicates with the device, and then the Lunar server, which communicates with the device and the mobile application. So this is the alert device. If you see the red one here, that's the ESP32. Then the soldered components are in there inside with some LEDs. And then this is a predominantly Raspberry Pi case. You see the Neo 7M GPS module with its antenna here and some wires inside. Then for now we are powering it with the USB cable that are going to connect to the USB outlet here. So now I'm just going to connect using a power source. If you see, so when we connect here, first it's going to light like this. You see that the red light means the GPS is connected, but the latitude and longitude values it's seeing are currently on 00. Then the red light is for the ESP32. Then the other green light here is for the Neo 7M GPS module. Okay, so as I was saying earlier on, the alert device is connected and it's working, but ESP32 uses our phone's mobile as a mobile hotspot. So that's what I'm going to show here. If I come here and I turn on my mobile hotspot like this, you see that the light here turns green after 1 second or so. See, now it is turned green, and it also shows that when the red light goes off, if you see here on the device, it means that the GPS details are now valid. That is giving a proper latitude and proper longitude, and this shows that the LED device is working. At least that's the feedback that we get from it. The green light also symbolizes that it's connected to the internet and that it is sending the GPS coordinates to our web server. Then you can let it access them on our mobile application. So next part is I'll show you the details from the web server section or side. Here we can see the server hosted on Heroku. We're in the locations table, and it shows the location data through longitude and latitudes. Though there are zeros in the situation, mainly because the Neo 7M isn't sending the correct details. That is the actual location details. We can also see the user ID, and on the right we can see the other tables, although we won't go into them at this moment in time. From a testing perspective, we can use Postman to see the information that is relayed by our server when we query it. In this case, we used one particular user, and you can see all the user's information and what is returned. All the location details have a time and date stamp. As we said earlier on, the longitude and latitude are still being given a 0, but it's the start. They can be different numbers if you go into a proper location that allows the Neo 7 to send the correct details. And now finally, for the Lunar mobile application, we're opening it on an Android device, since it works on both platforms. So for the Lunar device, we used Flutter in its development. Just going to register user quickly, and then we will log in, or sign in rather. Here we just did a quick security check to show that it doesn't work with the wrong password. And then if you put the correct password, it will allow you to log in. After logging in, you can see your information, and you can also get access to some quick actions like join a support group, which allows you to join some support groups in and around your area. We can communicate. In this case, we see a classical conversation, people just warning each other and generally giving each other's heads up given the areas they're in. You can go back and click on update personal information or contact card, and then we can also raise an alert inside the application to alert other users. If you fill this in and then you post the alert, the alerts will be shown on the notices page, which will be shown in a few more seconds from here. And in this case, the user just alerting that there's a high kidnapping alert in the area. And after posting, can go back, and we can also do the same for suggestions if we want to. And then if you click on notices, those notices and suggestions and alerts that we put can be shown on this tab, and then the users can rather be informed at all times what's happening around them. The notices can cover everything from rape, kidnapping, robbery, and just a few admins that actually notify everyone so that we don't get bogus information. Next up with the locations tab, but we'll come back to this in a second. Next after that is the SIS tab. This allows you to just press one button in the case of an emergency. In this case, you can press crime emergency and it'll go straight to calling the police or the respective emergency that the user is in. And then lastly, just the profile with the user's information, which can be updated as the user pleases. So now going back to the locations tab, if you press the blue button, it will bring us closer, or rather more accurately, to where we are, and then we can see the person moving by, or at least their movements rather. So in this particular demo, the user already made 1 or 2 journeys, and we have that information or data in our database, and then we're going to show where exactly the mover passed through or passed by when they're moving from point A to point B. In this case, it would help us to see if anything went wrong with that trip, where perhaps they took a different route from where they usually take, and then we can alert the authorities of the loved ones to see, okay, they passed through shop 1 and shop 2. Instead of making a right turn, they made a left turn and then continued going on, and then that way we can be able to track them, and perhaps if also they stopped, we can see for how long they stopped. So all that information can be quite useful in the event that someone has been kidnapped or anything of that sort. To get a different take, you can also see a real life movement transformation. In this case, the data would be stored as the user is moving, and then the map would be automatically updating and showing the user's movements. You can see the head is moving, meaning the user is changing directions, moving in and around where they are. They're not exactly going as fast as the previous user, but then we are able to see the movement and also assist later on in the case it's been a kidnapping or anything similar.